Saki here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as per usual, we are going to be talking about handbags. So if you love handbags and you love luxury and things like that, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I also do monthly giveaways on my channel and I upload twice a week. Alright, so today's video topic was actually requested by an Instagram user named Keika Gemo. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but she asked me on Instagram if I was willing to do a video on how to tell when to sell a bag. Now, if you follow my channel, you'll know that I love selling my handbags, particularly to fund other handbags that I want to buy. I just don't like having bags in my collection that I'm not using, so that causes me to get rid of handbags pretty often. There are just so many different signs that I have that really push me to sell my bags, so I will tell you guys my thought process and everything like that. So yeah, let's just get started. So one of the first questions that I ask myself, which is usually always a no for me, but I wanted to throw this out there in case you guys do think like this. But the first question that I like to ask is, does this bag have sentimental value? So is there like a special memory with it? Or why am I holding on to it? Like, is there something that's connecting me emotionally to this bag that is stopping me from selling it? The answer, like I said, is usually almost always no. I don't really buy bags for sentiment. Recently, there are a couple of bags, though, in my collection that I have that are like that. And that is because I did buy a couple of bags right after I got married as like souvenirs for our trip when we got married in Thailand, and also for a honeymoon when we went to Italy and Spain. So yeah, I do have those bags that have sentimental value to me now. But for the most part, I don't usually attach any emotion or sentiment to bags. So I would say some things are definitely worth keeping and holding on to if it does hold like emotional value to you. This is going to draw into another point as well, but if the bag makes you happy and it brings back good memories, I think like that is definitely a reason to keep something even if you aren't using it that much. Mental health is really, really important, and it's so important to just hold on to the things that make you happy, especially, you know, in times like right now. And I just think that you can't, you know, dismiss something that holds a special memory to you or makes you happy. I think that is really, really important. So yeah, that is definitely one of the questions I like to ask. Obviously, if you are, you know, strapped for cash, this might be, you know, lower in your list of reasons why you wouldn't sell a bag. But in my opinion, I think happiness is a really big thing, and if something does hold memories, I think that is worth keeping. But if you answered no to this question and the bag doesn't have any sentiment to you, then let's move on to the next one. So the next question I think is the most important and probably the biggest deciding factor for me, and that is, am I reaching for that bag? So like I said, I do have a pretty substantial luxury bag collection. Unfortunately, I don't rotate and use all of my bags equally. However, I do have like a couple of favorite bags that I reach for all the time, and then I have those bags where I reach for from time to time, and then there is the last category of bags that I pretty much never ever reach for, and I think that is like a huge red flag that that bag is not working out for you. So for example, one of the bags that I did sell last year, I believe, is my Chanel Wall on a Chain. Now that bag is one of the bags that I absolutely loved using. Like, you guys know I preach about my Chanel Wall on a Chain all of the time. However, the one that I sold was actually my very first one, and it was in lambskin leather. Now this bag was weird because it did have sentiment. Like, it was my very first luxury piece that I've ever bought like for myself. It was also my very first Chanel piece, so it was very, very special for me. However, the question of did I reach for it definitely trumped the fact that it did have sentiment to me, because I pretty much never reached for that bag recently, or, you know, like leading up to the time that I did sell it. I just was too afraid to use it. I mean, it was in lambskin leather, so like I already knew like going in that it would be delicate, but I don't know, for me, just the way that I was using that bag, I felt like the wear and tear was getting a little bit too much for me, and I was just at the point where I was kind of afraid to use it, and it didn't make me happy anymore. Like, the way that I like to use my wallet on chain is that I like to throw it in another tote bag so that I have another smaller bag to grab in case I did want to run some errands, like on work break or whatever, and I didn't want to bring my tote bag around. So I was kind of using that bag a little bit carelessly, but with the lambskin one, I just felt like I had to be too careful with it. So basically, I was just never reaching for it. So that is one of the reasons reasons why I felt like I had to let it go in order to purchase something that I know I would use. And with that money that I did sell that for, I did fund another Chanel wallet and chain, this time in caviar. So yeah, moral of the story is if you aren't reaching for it, I do feel like that is a really big red flag. A good way to like kind of really assess the way that you're using your bags and to see which bags you aren't using is to actually take outfit of the day pictures or to rearrange your bags like by most used to least used. So what I mean by that is like if you have a shelf like mine, or you know, if you just have a space in your room, every time you use a bag, just set those bags in like a separate area so that you see which bags you're actually using the most. And then obviously the bags that you aren't using will be in a separate space and you can actually physically see the bags that you aren't using and touching. And then if you do take like outfit of the day pictures or just snap a picture of the bag that you're currently using day to day, you can obviously tell from the photos as well what bags you are using and what bags you don't see at all because you're not using. So yeah, those are just my tips for that, but I do think that this is a really big red flag and a great way to know if you should sell a bag. Alright, my next tip and the thing that I like to think about is, do I already have another bag in my collection that fulfills the purpose of the bag that I'm thinking about selling? So what I mean by that is, actually I'm going to use my Pochette Métis as an example for this because I recently did just sell that one. So if I'm thinking of my questions about my Pochette Métis, no, it did not have sentimental value. However, I did reach for it a lot. But then the third thing kind of pushed me to sell it, and that is, do I have other bags in my collection that are similar to that? And I would answer yes. So I was using that bag pretty much every day as like a crossbody bag. One bag that I was like, you know, I didn't have to care about or I didn't have to think about using. Like it was just so easy for me to grab that bag and go, especially with like how much it could hold in it, especially because the leather was very durable. I didn't have to baby it at all. However, I do have a couple of different bags in my collection that I do feel like could fulfill that same purpose. So for example, my BB I feel like is very, very similar. It can hold a lot. It is a crossbody bag and it is one of those bags that I don't really have to worry about when I'm bringing it out and about. So I was just like, there are so many people who love the Pochette Métis. Like I'd rather sell it to someone who really wants it, and I know like this color is kind of hard to grab in store nowadays, so I would just rather sell mine and use the bags that I already have that fulfill the exact same function and purpose. And obviously because all my bags are pink, they also aesthetically look really similar as well. So I'd rather use the bags that I already have instead of keeping onto this one that honestly just didn't really make me happy anymore, and I could fulfill its function with other bags. So that is also a really great thing to keep in mind. If you have too many crossbody bags or you have like too many tote bags, I think like it's worth getting rid of some of them just so that you can use some of your favorite ones more often too. And I think that it's worth it to be surrounded by the things that you actually really, really love instead of the things that you kind of like and kind of use. That actually directly ties into my next point, which is the Marie Kondo effect. So if you don't know who Marie Kondo is, she has this like philosophy for like cleaning and organizing that is, does this item bring you happiness? And I think about this so much when I'm selling my bags. Like sometimes like items like the Pochette Métis is very functional and I use it often, but it didn't make me happy. Like my heart didn't sing when I saw it and it didn't make me happy looking at it. And I do feel like when you're carrying a luxury bag, and especially when you're spending like that much money on a luxury bag, the item really should bring you happiness and should bring a smile to your face. Even like my Alma BB, even though I don't use it that much, whenever I look at it and I'm playing with it, I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. It does make me happy. So that is one of the reasons why I kept this one over the Pochette Métis that I was using very often. So yeah, I just think that this is a really important concept. Like I was saying, mental health is a big deal and it is such a factor when it does come to luxury, because these things are supposed to make you happy. If you're spending, you know, like your life savings or whatever, a crazy amount of money on these bags, you should definitely be getting some sort of happiness from them, whether it is, you know, using them a lot or just looking at them and them making you happy. Really just like hold the item in your hand and ask yourself if it does make you happy. Obviously, my Kelly does bring a smile to my face every time that I see it. I just love this thing to death. So yeah, you really got to be in touch with your feelings and really make sure that the bag that in question doesn't actually bring you happiness before you let it go. And side note, I always like to think about this as well. I like to think about like, if I do sell this bag, bag, it's going to like make someone else really, really happy. So like I was saying with the Chanel ball and a chain, I sold it to someone and it was her like first Chanel bag ever, and it made her so, so happy. So that just makes me happy. And if the bag's not making you happy, but it can make someone else happy, I just think that is a really great point, and it's something to think about as well. All right, and then the last thing that I think about that happens to me all the time is like when I'm reaching for a bag and I notice that like I'm trying to put it with like an outfit, but then I immediately go grab another bag from my closet. A lot of the times with outfits, I do have like a particular bag in mind, but then when I actually go to style the bag with the outfit, I end up changing my mind and replacing it with another bag entirely, and that kind of just like signals to me that, you know, this bag is a bag that I just, although I love in theory and I love thinking about it, practically it probably won't work for me and I probably should sell it. Alright, so I hope that this video helped you out. I hope that these tips do help you decide whether or not to sell your bags or not. Thank you so much to the person who requested this video. I had a really good time doing it, and I do feel like this is an important thing to talk about. Now, I did do a handbag advice video recently where I did talk about like the places to sell your bags and stuff like that. So I will link that down below for you guys, but let me know also if you guys would like an in-depth review on like how I sell my bags and where I sell them too, because I didn't go quite in-depth on that video. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you'd like to see a video about that where I talk all about like how to sell your bags. Alright, before we go, I just wanted to mention February's giveaway. This is the pink bucket bag that I am giving away for the month of February. I'm teaming up with Love Shop. They are an online retail store that sells really cute and girly items. I will leave a link to their store down below as well so that you can check it out. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is leave this emoji in the comment section down below. You can comment on as many videos as you like on the videos that I upload in February. If you comment on my old videos, while I still do very appreciate it, those aren't actually going to count as entries for the giveaways. Please also make sure you're leaving your Instagram username if it is different from your YouTube name. You also do have to be subscribed to me here on YouTube and also following me and with Love Shop on Instagram, but all of the rules will be down in the description box below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please stay safe and stay healthy out there, and I will see you next time. Bye!
I told you I'm not yours anymore. No, I'm not yours. So why you trying to hold on when I'm not there for you? Wanna take a different lane, wanna play my own game.